Hey, well ones, and welcome back to Hekima House Chats. Welcome back for the first time, or this may be your second, third, fourth time. Either way, pull up a chair, get comfortable, because today we're going to get into something that kind of just happened not too long ago. And it's kind of real life conversation that I had with someone who I know, and I figured I would share with you all. So just to get honest opinions. It kind of confirmed something that I already knew about protecting my peace, but I wanted to share it with the group so that I could see how you all felt about it. And it's kind of one of those things where I feel like it's a situation that's common, so why not discuss it? So I got a phone call, and like I said recently, from someone who I kind of know from way back. She was calling because her child was playing on a team, and it was a sports team, and the environment was not the most welcoming, warm place, and there was a little bit of weird energy coming into the space, and her child wasn't comfortable. And she wasn't comfortable. And so here she is caught in the middle because her son's father was saying, be resilient, stick it out, tough it out. And she kind of called me saying, well, what do you think I should do? And even without having to think too long, the answer came right from my spirit. And instantly, I kind of knew already what to tell her. So here it is. Let me know what you would say. So I've always been, I don't know, one of those people that my first question is, why are you staying in an environment where you don't feel like you belong there? Like, why would you try to squeeze into a table that doesn't even fit you? And I know that sounds like weird because a lot of times people would think of that as like giving up, or that sounds like limiting yourself. But hear me out, because I'm not talking about running from hard things or, anything like that. I'm talking about something very specific. And I'm talking about those situations where the door is clearly closed to you and you can feel it in your body and in your spirit that this is not your place and this is not somewhere you belong. And instead of listening to that, a lot of times, many of us will tend to stand there and we bang on the door and we try to knock it down and we try to force it open, and we call it resilience. And what we're really doing is disturbing our own peace and kind of causing trauma. And we're just making ourselves miserable just to get into a space where people don't even want you there. So it's like by the time you get in the door, you're not even going to enjoy it. And so a lot of times there's a cost to that. And so one thing I would urge her and everyone else to do is think about how much time and energy goes into that. Think about the emotions you cycle through when you're trying to navigate a situation where you're clearly not wanted. The self doubt, the frustration, the sadness, the fear, hoping that it'll get better. And one day you'll look back and see yourself and ask, was it worth it? And all those things. And it's like sometimes it wasn't. And for something like a child's sports team or any extracurricular activities, those things are supposed to be fun. And so for me, you're supposed to be kind of working on building something. And if every single week you get that heaviness over you when it's time to pack up and head over there, that's your answer right there. It's your body speaking to you. That feeling is your answer. It's really not worth it. I would just kind of look at that and just take a full stop. Follow your energy. This is kind of the space where you let your heart speak to you. And I truly believe that the more we follow the energy of where we are supposed to be, the more we see ourselves in ease and our lives can be more at ease. There's a big difference between something being challenging and something just being wrong for you. And a lot of times you can feel it. Your body knows it and your spirit knows it. And here's the thing. It's 2026. For most of the things we love and enjoy, there are options. There are communities, there are spaces. For example, if one pickleball team has you feeling like dirt every week, find another pickleball team. If one gym or club or school or job even has you mentally and emotionally beat up every single day, you don't have to stay there. I guess I'm not telling you to run from work or avoid growth, but I'm mostly just speaking on not sacrificing your peace just to belong to something that doesn't see your value. Because your peace is one of those things that's like very important. It's one of the most important things that you have. And it's your job, nobody else's job. It's your job to protect it. and you can't assume that other people will treat it in a way that is sacred. So I'll be real with you. I'm in a sorority. And I love my sorority, Zeta Phi Beta for life. But I will tell you right now, not every chapter is for me. And that's okay. I choose my sorority for a reason. And within that, I still have to go where my spirit can thrive, where I can actually feel at home. And we have to remember that too often we keep putting ourselves in situations that drain us. And then we end up calling our girls and saying, am I crazy? And is this real? Is this happening? And the moment your friend says, yes, that's real, that's actually happening. And that is your cue. That is the universe saying, baby, it's time to move on. It's time to go. This is not for you. And so, my suggestion is for people that fall into those situations is live in your wellness. You know how you look at certain people and they just look younger than their years. There's a lightness to them and a glow. And a lot of that, most of that comes from living a life of ease, from choosing peace over and over and over again, and removing the things that cause mental fatigue, stress, irritation, loneliness, things that we never used to be carrying in the first place. And we end up over time, over the years, picking these things up. And we forget how much weight little small stressors can carry. We think they're small initially. That's why we keep collecting them. But then they're slowly chipping away at our wellness every single day. So today, I just want to leave you with this: gravitate towards what feeds your spirit. Release anything that's fighting against it. Protect your peace like it's living and breathing and like it's alive, because it is. And you deserve to live in your full, whole, beautiful wellness always. A lot of times we forget that because we get so used to living a life where you're fighting against everything and always battling everything and arguing everything. And it's like, nobody wants to live like that. That's exhausting. It's tiring to always have to fight and explain yourself and defend yourself. Nobody wants to do that. So if you're in an environment where you feel like you have to go in with your guard up and squared up the whole time, leave. Find somewhere else to be. And if you're not able to leave, find a space where you can put yourself in a box, pull yourself together, and be peaceful. Bring yourself back to a place where you don't feel like you're fighting and where you can bring it down. Just be yourself and enjoy the area and the space that you're in. Because a lot of times we feel, I think, as Americans, that the fight makes things worth it. And it doesn't. It makes you tired and run down, and it makes you not in a good space. So I say, if you feel that, if that comes over you, remember this video and understand that it's okay to leave. And who cares who has something to say about it? Because guess what? You're not there anymore. So it's okay. I'm not an advocate for quitting and all of that, but I am an advocate for walking out on something that's not serving you. And so I have had to learn to be better at that. And I know that so many other people do too. That's why I had somebody ask me about it, because people deal with that. So that's my thing for today. Protect your peace and always remember that it belongs to you. It's important, and only you know how to bring yourself back to a place of ease and peace for yourself. So, thanks again for being here. Thank you for listening. And comment below if you feel any different or have any situations that are similar to this, where you may have had to either leave or walk someone else out of a situation or help someone come out of something that was clearly disturbing them. Yeah, make it a conversation. So, thank you again for coming here and listening. And I hope you have an amazing day. And hopefully, you are somewhere peaceful. Thank you for coming.